Hello everyone and welcome back to round 16 of the F124 My Team Career Mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here at the Temple of Speed at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Yes, the Italian Grand Prix, of course. If you missed out on the video that went live yesterday from Zandvoort, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. Safe to say, as we near the end of Season 1, you know, most of our focus is on the future development of the car and the team. You can see we've only got one current upgrade in progress, pretty much because every other upgrade I want to do at the moment is like a massive one that is hopefully going to see a big boost to performance, but also cost a huge amount of R&D as well there. Obviously, if you aren't already, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed to the channel as well. We are trying to hit 5k subs at the moment. And yeah, Max Verstappen leading the way, 119 points now, the gap over George Russell as we head to Monza. So it's a case of when rather than if Max is going to be world champion. We haven't scored points though in the last 3 Grand Prix, so I'm hoping we can return to the top 10 today.
It's the fastest track on the calendar. The grandstands are awash with Ferrari red. It's time for practice here in Monza. Welcome along.
Well, of course, anyone that has driven around this circuit, you'll know the aim of the game is obviously speed. And, well, with a Renault power unit in the back of this car, speed probably is not going to be a thing we have spades of around this circuit. Of course, all the rumours now is that Renault could become a customer team of somebody else when the new regulations come in for 2026, so we might have to go shopping and try to find ourselves a new power unit for the not too distant future as well. That only Renault could end up in that situation. But yeah, let's just try and make sure that we get some lap times under our belt here in practice, starting out with the tyre wear run. I mean, it should theoretically be quite simple here. We round our way though through the Alboreto curve. Oh, just trying to keep the car inside the white lines as best as possible. That is going to be a purple score to kick things off. Oh, we might just be able to get a nice slipstream off of Zhou Guanyu here as we kickstart our qualifying sim run. I don't actually know what the speed limit is on these cars inside this game. 225, 226, 227. Oh, I think that's definitely the quickest I've gone so far inside this game, as hopefully Zhou Guanyu is going to move out of my way. Apparently he's not there, but we found 4 tenths before we even made it to turn 1. Oh, come on, Joe. Just move, man. I'm on a qualifying sim run, surely. Surely you can spot me there. Unfortunately, I've also used all of my battery, so we might have shot ourselves in the foot. Come on, through the final corner. Try and keep the time up. Try and keep the delta where we need it. We're not going to do it. I threw away so much ERS at the start of that lap. I guess we'll move into qualifying.
For over a century, the Temple of Speed has all come down to moments like this. Driver versus the stopwatch to set the grid for the Grand Prix. It is qualifying at Monza.
Well, I feel, yeah, Monza is normally one of those tracks where things either go really well or really badly for us, and in a car at the moment that might be struggling for top-end speed. It might not be so fantastic. We did hit almost 230 miles an hour in free practice. I would assume the gearing is the same as last year, to be honest. But I guess more testing, we will wait and see. We probably would have found it out in the driver career mode had Vegas not glitched out, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, first run out in qualifying. Obviously, we actually put a new gearbox into the back of the car as well. You change gear a lot around this place. But hopefully, I mean, we're not far away from one of the Saubers in Sector 1. Maybe we got some pace. So far, this first lap has felt fairly tidy as everybody else coming back out for their second run. Braking at the 50 metre ball, chuck the car in 5th gear. Really try to avoid taking too much apex curb up towards the start-finish line. Then a 120.2 is the time by Bottas. We're nowhere near that. In fact, we're last. Well, we are only 1.2 seconds away from Max Verstappen, who I believe is top of the timings at the moment. So, yeah, it is very, very fine margins around this circuit. We're 2 tenths back from Awasa. 21 cars covered by just a single second here. But it means that any kind of improvement we can find is absolutely critical. I hate the fact that DRS has moved, but the marker hasn't this year's game. The amount of times I accidentally pressed that early is increasingly frustrating me around this track, as maybe taking a little bit too much curb through the first part of the chicane. We'll get a little bit of the speed back, though, off the exit. Up through Curva Grande we go. Yeah, we need to be brave through the rest of the lap. We haven't got much we can lose, to be completely honest, at the moment. tip it in, attack the curbs again. That was nice as Lando Norris now top of the board. Clearly other drivers are finding time. It's pretty tidy through the first Lesmo. Careful not to dip a wheel on the grass on the exit. And then really just tip it in through the second one there. Hamilton dips into the 118s. That is a mighty quick lap time by the Mercedes driver. We are 3/10 up at the moment, but we know any time could be a big difference come the end of qualifying there. Absolutely fling it through Ascari. You've got the confidence on the exit this year, and you can see the time is coming to us as the lap continues to unfold there. One more corner to go. We did a pretty good job here last time. Oh, just try and carry the speed in 5th gear. Nice run on the exit as well. 5.5 tenths up. A little bit of stuttering as we make our way up towards the line. P20. It was a big improvement, but unfortunately we needed a lot of time to get back to the rest of the field. Well, there we go. It is an all-British front row lockout there. Hamilton ahead of Lando Norris. Charles Leclerc goes P3 ahead of Alex Albon in the Williams. What a qualifying performance that is by him. Sainz beats out Verstappen. Hulkenberg. Where is this Hulkenberg in my driver career mode? That is incredible by him. We did go quicker than Bottas. We were 0.06 of a second away from Logan Sargent in the second Williams. So I guess we're in the fight, but less than 2 tenths clear of Iwasa as well. Maybe he can spring a surprise.
Welcome to the venue of evocative corner names like Parabolica, which was renamed in 2021 to Curva Alboreto in honour of Italian motorsport legend Michele Alboreto. It's a fitting tribute to him here at Monza, ahead of the Italian Grand Prix. The Rettifilo, Ascari, Curva Grande, the Parabolica, names to get you excited. This is Monza, where we are full throttle for 80% of the lap. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid we have Leclerc, Albon, Sainz, Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Perez, Tsunoda, Gasly, Russell, Magnussen, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Ricciardo, Sargent, Oscar Piastri, Mr. Monaco, Iwasa, Joe, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Try to put the starting position out of your mind and just focus on the race ahead. We can still do a good job here today.
Well, here we are then, trackside for the Italian Grand Prix. And yeah, I mean, we're a bit gutted with where we qualified. One of my worst qualifying sessions of the year, but we can put that behind us. We can try and move forward. This race is going to be all about the slipstream and all about where the AI kind of group up as the race goes on. We're going to start on the mediums and probably make the switch over to the hard compounded tyres. Oscar Piastri alongside me. Maybe we can use him today. It's 5 red lights. And it's going to be lights out, and away we go. They're trying to avoid too much wheel spin. We're actually getting a pretty good launch there. Down the inside of Sargent will immediately go as we make our way in towards someone. Look at Iwasa trying to carve his way in. As suddenly the heavens, well, sorry, the seas part even down at the first corner. Oh, a lot of contact I can hear around me, but we'll make it through. We're up into P15 then. So immediately moving past a handful of cars there. I broke slightly too late, and everyone kind of moved to the outside of the circuit, so not going to complain all too much. There's now Alonso and Piastri side by side a little bit further back. Oh, Magnussen and Lance Stroll, probably two of Formula 1 drivers with the least awareness. Always going side by side. He's going to be quite entertaining, but also scary to watch. As Alonso already wants to try and fancy himself an opportunity. Not there, you don't, sunshine. We'll hang on to the place for now then, as Hamilton still leads at the front of the field. Ferrari have made good progress though, as Charles Leclerc trying to have a look past the Mercedes man down in towards the Ascari chicane. We've done okay though, we've hung on. So I think it's just about trying to settle in, see how the battles form around me, and see if Stroll can keep up with the cars in front there, as they're definitely still in a bit of a slipstreaming battle. But yeah, we've got to focus on staying inside 1 second. Well, it is only lap 2, and I'm already kind of expecting us to get the full Monza experience this weekend. So here we go, Alonso trying to have a look down the inside. Oh, he actually commits that time round. Actually going to try and move me out the way on the exit of the corner.
Position, that's us down a place.
They're still fighting at the front of the field. That Aston Martin, though, not looking that competitive. So we'll go back around the outside of him. Down the straight, 210 to 11. Not quite. Oh, 212 miles an hour. I was too busy looking at my speedo. Almost careened into the back of Magnussen. So Alonso again tries to have a look. He's getting a little bit desperate, considering it's only lap 3. Well, I found in a lot of races recently, I'm actually working the tyres too hard early on in the stint. So I'm really trying to consciously just ease the car into the race here at the Temple of Speed. We're trying to hang on to our position at the moment ahead of Alonso because he ultimately just doesn't have that much top-end speed. And especially when all of the AI in front are so bunched up. You can see the Ferraris there and McLaren and Lando Norris going side by side pretty much every single lap. Yeah, we don't really need to work the car too hard. And then maybe when it comes to the pit window, we can try and go for a different strategy. Oh no, here comes Alonso, this time down the inside of the Ascari chicane. Must have heard me talking about trying to be patient here. Luckily though, as we all know, the AI, they can't overtake you if they go down the inside of Ascari. Outside, they'll go for it. Inside, they just brake early. Oh, Alonso, come on, just have some patience, man. We all know what we're trying to do here. I mean, especially if you're just going to go for it there each time. Effectively, all he does is cost himself time, because then he's not close enough to look for a move. This should be where he's going for it. Alonso, every time, is able to carry the speed down here, as you can see. More and more AI having to duck out the slipstream, maybe trying to follow each other for moves. But it's a risky strategy we're going with, but I feel like an overcut might be the way to go. Oh, there we go. And Alonso this time around does commit to the move. That gives me a little bit of a chance to try and go on the hurry up on Kevin Magnussen. You can see a tiny bit of damage on the end fence of that Aston Martin. Again, though, Alonso can't put the power down. I didn't expect to be battling Fernando Alonso today. It's just a shame it's for P15. Well, Magnussen, yeah, is definitely starting to struggle at the moment. So we're going to try and see if we can force an error here. Going to keep using the battery down towards turn 1. 229. And I've gone way too deep on the way in. And I've been turned by Stroll. I absolutely deserve that. I absolutely deserve that.
Little damage, just watch out for it.
That is the quickest I've ever gone on this game. But, yeah, sorry, Stroll. That was on me. Oh, why is there a car so deep down on the inside there? I think that's Piastri and Alonso still trying to battle it out. Yeah, we're now behind. I mean, both Saubers, they got no straight line speed here today. So hopefully we're going to be able to start trying to pick up places there. I really don't know what to do, though. The tyre wear's pretty good. We can afford to extend this first stint, as Bottas, for some reason, is going to go defensive and then brake far too early. Well, at least we're not last.
That brings you up a place.
But, yeah, do we really just try and extend the stint? I mean, do we undercut? Do we try and undercut where we're so far back now? We know the tyres are going to make it to the end. I think I mean, I don't know. The problem is I don't know how much time we're losing, obviously being in the slipstream of everybody else. Or whether we're still gaining because of that as well. That's the difficult one to judge.
Some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to worry about that. I think if we could charge back up the pack, we'd have a better chance here. So I might try and go for the undercut next lap. As, I mean, Piastri and Alonso are just apparently crashing into each other down the straights. I'm also impressed Hawassa's hanging on. Ooh. Hawassa looks up. Sargent and Zhou of Guan Yu, of course, they can spot it before it's even happened. We almost just lost our wing there on the back of the second Sauber. But trying to charge back up the battery pack on this lap. Weirdly, yeah, energy around here is really easy to kind of harvest. But obviously really easy to use as well. As I think Bottas now going to try and look for a move. No, he's not. He's going to get caught out behind me. What is that, lads? Don't go 3 wide, please. They are.
Got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
So stupid. And yeah, now we've definitely got to try and go for this undercut. Because otherwise I think we're going to kiss goodbye to any other driver in this Grand Prix. I can still see Piastri and Alonso up in the distance there, fighting it out. As Sargent now will look for a move down the inside of our teammate. So one of the Ferraris has bolted as well at the front of the field. So there's a lot going on at this stage of the day. But nice and tidy into the pit lane. Don't want to get done for pit lane speeding, but obviously don't want to leave too much time on the table either. But yeah, I'm just watching as that McLaren and the second Ferrari still go side by side. I mean, they're a long way ahead of me, but we could theoretically get quite the undercut. At least on, you know, the likes of Sargent and Oasa. No, we can't. Of course we can't.
Ideal, mate, but let's try and put it behind us and get back into this race.
5-second pit stop. 5 seconds, twice as long as it should have been.
Last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
And I guess now this undercut is about getting back to the rest of the field rather than undercutting. Oh, we got yellows. We got yellows. One of the Red Bulls gone. We could not do with a safety car now. That would ultimately completely ruin us. This stage of the day is that Red Bull, I think, is going to stay out of the way of everybody. It's Verstappen! Verstappen's the one that makes the error, though. So huge disappointment for Max Verstappen. And now suddenly the likes of Russell, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, they've all got an opportunity to try and take some time out of him and some points out of him in the championship. But yeah, Max Verstappen, the Temple of Speed, does not suit him today. Well, Magnussen and Ocon then have both decided to peel into the pit lane, and they're going to be still a long way ahead of me in this Grand Prix then. About 7 seconds ahead, maybe 5-6 seconds ahead. Obviously, we saw in the driver career mode as well, the AI weirdly lost loads of time here through the pit lane. Not expecting that to happen today, but wouldn't complain if it did. There we go, plenty of cars now pouring into the pit lane, so I think Max Verstappen is going to end up being last in this Grand Prix. That's not something we've said much inside F1 24, but as we make our way out of the final corner, I'm hoping we've put the work in and we've got the undercut on our teammate, which we have, actually by a decent margin as well. Unfortunately, we're still behind Alonso, but that whole group is slowing each other down. There we go, as the rest of our field into the pit lane then. I think whichever Ferrari that is out front, unless something goes catastrophically wrong here, it looks like victory is all but confirmed. McLaren, though, definitely the undercut is the way to go around this venue, as we're hopefully going to get past a couple more cars. No one else making their way out of the pit lane then, so we've jumped that whole gaggle of really slow runners. So we're going to be pretty close to Ricciardo as he tries to build up some temperature in his tyres. I don't think we're out of point scoring possibility here. It's going to be a tall order, but if we can keep carving our way through, we could be on for a decent result. There we go, official confirmation is Charles Leclerc stretching his legs at the front of the field. Won this race, of course, in his first ever time with Ferrari here back in 2019. Hasn't won it since, but today could be the day. Well, we have now closed back in on the rest of the field, or at least most of them. There's still a breakaway of about 5-6 cars a bit further up, but this train does definitely extend right the way into the points. I guess it's just now, how do we play this towards the end of the race? Do we be a bit patient, a bit like we were in the first stint? Do we just try and go for something a little bit sooner, gain a couple of places, and then hang on in there, and then try and gain a couple of places and hang on in there over and over? I think we're going to try and charge up the pack this lap, and then we're going to start trying to see if we use all of the battery, how much time we can gain. As look at how much the AI will slow each other down into turn one. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite put the power down on the exit. Oh, we got yellows. We got yellows. Someone's breaking down. Oh, no, it's Lance Stroll. Please don't put me on the wall, please. Thank you. And Stroll then out of the Grand Prix. So heartbreak for him and Aston Martin, as that's another Aston Martin mechanical failure this season. Hopefully we're not going to get a safety car. As you can see, yeah, Oscar Piastri's lost out in all of that as well. But we're going to try and get a run on Ricciardo. We're a long way back at the moment. We'll see what we can do. Look at the speed continue to climb there, 227 miles an hour. As Piastri's going to lose the place to Magnussen. Alonso's going to try and have a look down the inside. Come on, Ricciardo, you can't afford to sit around and watch the show, mate. We've got to get involved. So what is that? Ricciardo's slow off the exit. I don't know why. Come on, try and get the run on him. Down in towards the next chicane. Alonso's trying to weave for a move. We are going to send it down the inside, though, with a V-carb. And up into P15. The bigger problem I've got at the moment is we just cannot hang close enough through Curva Grande. Sorry, not Curva Grande, the Alboreto curve even, to really get close enough to anyone at the moment, unless they start battling more back down towards turn one. We've absolutely got the top end speed. When I use the battery, is Magnussen... I mean, that was a Magnussen-style move on Kevin there, I'll be honest. It was not my finest, but we're going to claim it. P14 we go. I'm just salty because Hulkenberg in this series is actually decent, and in my driver career mode he's terrible. Well, I believe it's the Williams of Alex Albon then and the Mercedes of George Russell that are kind of causing this huge train towards the end of the race, and those are going to be the kind of cars that we want to try and get past before this race is down and out there. Again, we're going to try and drain battery.
Teammate by 12.0 seconds.
There goes 220 miles an hour. 226 that time is down the inside of Alonso. I mean, the AI, they just don't use the speed, do they? Down at the first corner as Piastri there parks the bus. What is this? Albon now might have a breakaway. I think that's Yuki Tsunoda battling out with George for some points in this Grand Prix. Oh no, Alonso not here, please man. Second time today he's tried it there. I mean, what is that? Alonso he'll get the nose down the inside and then basically move me off the corner. It is quite funny to watch, but very frustrating. So again, we'll fly back past him though, back down towards someone. You can see, I mean, there's just cars everywhere, isn't there, in front? Oh no, somehow I didn't get DRS that lap. No idea how that happened, as we're going to be vulnerable then. Alonso will move on through.
Focus, we need to stay on form.
Not for very long though. Back down the inside we'll go of the Spaniard. He might be the wily old fox, but we might be the young upstart in this series at the moment. Alonso, yeah, you're going to have to defend more than that. Oh, 223 to the inside of Oscar. Oh, big lock of the rears, but we had to try and go for it. Luckily, he spotted me, and around the outside we'll go. There was no contact made, so we'll take it. But yeah, 4 laps to go now in this Grand Prix. Time is running out, but I desperately want to see us return to the points. Well, unless your name is Charles Leclerc, there's just a sense of desperation creeping in this Grand Prix right towards the very end. We're still just watching Hulkenberg and Ocon in front of me. As you can see there at the front of the train into Ascari, side by side they go. We close back in with that group that broke away earlier on as well. So this fight does extend all the way to P2 here as Charles Leclerc onto his final lap here at the Temple of Speed. You can just see cars, they duck out of the slipstream and then they are desperate to try and get past each other anywhere they possibly can. One more lap to go though. We're going to get on the battery and we are not going to get off it until we get back down in towards the first corner. We need to try and get past the Ocon and the Haas car there. As you can see, 219 miles an hour. We haven't got the most top speed we've had in this race. Down the inside we'll go, and not 1 but 2 though. And Nico Hulkenberg, he's been running in the points all day and he's going to keep it. He's going to keep it there. Just a little bit too much oversteer over the turn 1 curb, but have we got him out of the DRS range of the cars in front? That might be critical here. We can try and fight with him down into the next chicane. He might be a bit of a sitting duck. No chance. Everybody else is concertinaing up way too much here towards the end of the day. So we're going to have to try and resort to plan B then, which is save up more battery and potentially hope for a move down in towards the final chicane. Sorry, the final hairpin even, I should say, of this race. It's been one of the most intense races I've done inside F1 24. There has been so much strategy at play here. There's everybody trying to hang on and claim places wherever they can. Charles Leclerc, he's going to win the Italian Grand Prix for the second time for Ferrari. I'm sure he and the team very happy with that. But look at that Hulkenberg, he's saving battery. But we've got nothing against him. One more corner to go. Well, have a look to the inside. It's not going to amount to anything. Park the bus now ahead of Esteban Ocon behind. It's Formula One's most agonising position. It is P11 here at Monza.
There it is then, victory in the Italian Grand Prix. A historic race and an achievement they can be immensely proud of.
To come here and take victory as a team today on home soil was so important. You can see how much it means to them. The drivers there doing their part, the team's strategy was perfect as well, and the fans really embraced that. What a great atmosphere we had here today.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit, familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again.
We go, Charles Leclerc from third on the grid. He basically got into the lead at the start and, well, made it look easy from there, didn't he? 22 seconds clear at the end of the day. Had we just been 3 seconds faster, we would have got a podium this afternoon. Absolutely insane. Just once again, how much the trains affect things inside F1 24 even. But it is Perez ahead of Carlos Sainz there. So Ferrari do get a double podium with Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton and Russell 4th, 5th and 6th. They're Albon, Tsunoda and Gasly, as well as Hulkenberg. In fact, yeah, pretty much all of our big rivals scoring points this weekend, with the exception of Kick Sauber there. But 11th for us, you know, we gave it our all. Unfortunately, yeah, the spin that we had with Lance Stroll early on, yeah, no, it was completely my fault. But still a little bit gutted with that. And annoyingly, Iwasa, he almost beat Max Verstappen. But unfortunately, yeah, not quite able to hang on come the checkered flag. That means championship-wise, Leclerc now back under 100 points away from the Dutchman. So he only needs 4 more Grand Prix like that before the end of the year. There's only 8 more to go, so I'm certainly not holding my breath. Yeah, but you see, Charles Leclerc ahead of Russell, though. Hamilton now ahead of Perez and Carlos Sainz, with Norris still beating out Alonso by just 7 points there. With all those other backmarkers, though, scoring, including Hulkenberg, it does now mean Iwasa is the only driver yet to score a point throughout this first season there, as Tsunoda now tied with Zhou Guanyu and Lance Stroll as well. That's quite funny to see how much the Aston Martin driver is struggling against the other big teams. Mercedes, their gap over Ferrari has been cut down to just a single point, and I'm still very worried about Alpine between now and the end of the campaign as well there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon when Formula 1 returns ready for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.